Hello, welcome to our Qi Gong session today. I hope that you're well, and if you are watching this live, I hope that you are warm and cozy this morning. It's quite cold. I'm here in Norfolk, and it's definitely a shift in the weather recently, isn't there? I've had to de-ice my car a bit this morning. So it's always a bit of a shock to the system to begin, even though we're not in winter yet, we're actually in autumn. But we start to get that feeling, don't we, of the darker days, the colder weather, and that has an impact on our system. It has an impact on our body in different ways, and it's not a bad thing. It's all a part of our natural flow and our natural seasons. And there's ways that we can support ourselves and our system, our mind, our body, our energy system, to cope with the shift in seasons. So today we're going to do a little bit around that. This session is going to be focused on the autumn energy as we enter more of the colder season and prepare ourselves for winter. That time of turning inwards a bit, nourishing our bodies more, becoming a bit more sort of inner reflective, and allowing the natural process of moving the energy through, letting go of everything we've collected over the year, and or maybe beyond that in our life, that we can shift some of that sort of detoxing and releasing the system. So that's going to be our focus today, that gorgeous autumn energy. We'll use Qi Gong and different exercises, breathing exercises, to help that energy move through. And just to say, if you love autumn and winter, then you're still in the right place, because it is all about balance. There's no good or bad season, is there? We all feel more drawn to different things, like the warm weather, or some people like to wrap up and get nice and cool. We're just going to embrace it together. Okay, so I can't remember if I said, my name is Stella. So if this is your first session with me, welcome. It's really lovely to have you join. And if this is the first time you tried Qi Gong, then that's really exciting. I love sharing Qi Gong with people, particularly when I see them connect to it for the first time. It's a beautiful thing. And also, if you've joined me before, or perhaps you've done Qi Gong with somebody else, it's lovely to have you join. We're going to take it really gentle. As always in my sessions, we'll do a bit of tapping, we'll warm up the body, do some warm-ups to help shift some tension and tightness we might be holding, and then we'll go into some very gentle Qi Gong practice. Okay, some key things just to make sure we're set up for the session. Make sure you've got room around you. Obviously, if you're doing this from home, we work with what you've got. So you just want to adapt the space as much as you can to make sure you can spread your arms up and around. And also make sure that you have a bit of privacy if possible. This is time to really slow down. We're doing a moving meditation together. It's mindfulness in motion. When we practice Qi Gong, we want to be as present as we can. So life happens, but we want to reduce and minimize those distractions as much as possible. So the distractions quite often are in our heads, aren't they? So we will support you to enter the flow a bit more and to shift some of that distracting energy that tends to drag our thoughts in different directions. And a glass of water, some kind of refreshment to keep you hydrated, would be really good. And also layers are good. When we move this energy, sometimes we can feel a surge of warmth, or sometimes we might get cool as we do some of the slower movements, if we're standing still for a little while. So it's really good to be prepared with different layers. If you're seated for this practice, that's absolutely fine. You just adapt to the movements to meet your needs. So please do feel you can take part, whatever your situation is, whether you've got an injury, perhaps a disability, whatever is going on for you. Qi Gong is still for you, it's for everybody. So if you're seated, just try and make sure you're not going to hit arms on a chair. So if you can remove arms on a chair, if you're using a wheelchair, that might be possible, or choose a chair without arms, but it's not always possible. So if you do have arms on your chair, just adapt the move. So make sure you're not going to hit anything. You can listen to your environment and your body. Don't just follow me. If you need to make a move smaller or miss it out for your safety and your comfort, do that. You'll still get amazing benefit. Okay, so I don't want to talk for too much longer without getting us moving. To begin, I'd like to invite you to place your feet shoulder width apart. Just remember, if you are seated, Please make sure your feet, if possible, are planted and flat, and that you keep a nice straight back where possible as well. So that will really help with your posture. For those that are standing with me, softening the knees, feet shoulder width apart. We don't want the legs to be completely locked out. You want a slight softness in them. Let your arms just hang by your side for a moment. And we're going to begin by bringing some warmth into the body. We're going to do that by doing some massaging of the acupressure points. So usually I do some tapping, but let's just bring in some lovely warmth into the body today. So using one of your hands, doesn't matter which one. Start goodness me, I can't speak this morning. Start massaging around the body, and you might already notice that sense of bringing in a bit of warmth. We've got acupressure points all over our body, hundreds and hundreds. So these are all connected to different flows in our meridians that connect to different organs, different emotions and elements. So just by rubbing and beginning to wake up this system, we're helping to get our energy flowing, and we're bringing in some warmth into the body. Other side. We can begin to become aware of the sensitivities around the body. Are there particular areas that feel a little bit sensitive, or maybe feel really nice when you're massaging them? And then we're going to come around to the chest area, just near underneath the collarbones, coming down to our tummy. So rubbing some warmth into our tummy, some nourishment. Try not to tense up too much in the shoulders. We'll work out some of that tension in the shoulders very soon. Helping our body, our tummy to digest. You've had breakfast already today, sending in some nourishing warmth to get that digestion going. And then we're going to just rub the lower back and a bit higher up the kidney points. This is a really good point to help bring warmth into the body, to help protect the kidneys. So as it gets colder, if we're nice and cozy inside, or perhaps in somebody's house, or when I used to live in London, the underground would get so hot. And then as soon as you went out into the air in winter, you'd have this big shock in your body. Sometimes when we step outside, it's too much. And it can, be too much for the system. So we can nourish our body, make sure we wrap up warm, particularly around this area, but also put some of this warmth in there. You know, when we just rub our hands together, we're creating warmth, aren't we? We don't really think about it, we just do it if we're cold. But we're building up that Qi, we're building up that warmth so we can nourish our body. Good. And if you can just give your legs a bit of a rub, rubbing some of that into your legs. And why not? Let's focus on the head a bit. So bringing the hands up to the face, rub them together. And then just hover them in front of your face, really nice and close. Feel that warmth from the hands. Really breathe that into your face, into your head. Again. Maybe a bit around the neck. Good. So hopefully you feel a bit warmer. Your body's warmed up a bit. And we'll get stretching together. So the same principle for the stretches as with the Qi Gong. We're being gentle with the body. Don't push yourself. We say in this practice, if you could do 100%, dial it back and do 70%. It's not about that push, push, drive, perform or perfect. It's really about sitting back a bit more, connecting with the body as it is, showing up just as we are, and letting ourselves just be in this gentleness, this gentle space of slowness. So with that in mind, any stretches that feel uncomfortable or painful, just list them out or make them smaller. The same with the Qi Gong practice. To begin, we're going to work some tension out the shoulders. So we bring our thumb and our fingers together nice and soft. We're going to place them here, just around the collarbone. And we're going to have a nice big stretch. So as I do this, I'm not locking my legs out, but I am straightening them, keeping a slight softness in the knees. And as I come down, I'm bending the knees more. So I'm mentioning this because this rise and this fall is what we can use when we do the Shibashi Qi Gong very shortly together. There's a rise and a sinking and grounding down as we soften the knees more. As we do that, we stick the bottom out slightly. So we're keeping a nice balanced posture. Bending the knees, sticking the bum out. Finding that central point of gravity and balance for you. Posture is really important. It's a key principle of Qi Gong. To make sure that we're helping everything flow as it should be. We're not creating more resistance or blocks in the body and the system. And the other way. Check in with your breathing. Make sure that you aren't holding your breath. You want nice, steady breaths at this point. Okay, keeping the hands here. We're now going to turn the waist and bring the elbow back, one side at a time. So turning the waist, bringing the elbow back. So it's all moving as one. That waist movement brings the arm back and forwards. And the other way. Remember, we're working that tension out. And the reason we do that is when we practice the Qi Gong, we want to be as relaxed and soft in the body, in the shoulders and arms as possible. If we're tense, we're blocking the energy flow. Give your shoulders a bit of a shake. So part of Qi Gong is about getting energy flowing around the meridians, around the system. Our meridians are these stream-like kind of motions that move through the body, moving our energy, our life force. When these get tense, stuck, blocked, then we're not optimum, we're not functioning as we could potentially in terms of our health, all round, holistic, mind, body, soul, spirit. So we want to get that flowing. And in order to do that, we need the shoulders, the body to be nice, soft and relaxed. Interlocking their fingers, rotating the wrists. You want your wrists, your hands to be nice and floppy and relaxed. And the other way. Okay, and a nice stretch at the bottom, coming up the other way. And the other direction. Good. Fists together nice and soft. We don't want to bring more tension into the body, so we don't tense or clench them tightly. Nice and soft fists. And we're going to turn the waist twice on each side, one smaller and one bigger turn, just going with a natural bounce of the body. So be careful not to over twist or turn. Remember that 70% rule. Then let your arms just flop. This is one of the reasons we need to make sure we've got space. Obviously, if you've got arms on a chair, then this one may need to miss out. For this movement, for those that are standing, we're turning the waist and the arms are just wrapping around the body. They're floppy, they're relaxed. Our focus is on that turn in the waist. The arms are yin, relaxed. And then we can bring the arms up a bit more. So we bend the elbow with a cupped hand, we tap the upper arm. And all the way up. Patting ourselves on the back, having a nice stretch. This is also one that brings warmth into the body quite quickly. that you might notice. You're feeling a bit warmer, hopefully. And then if we gently slow down that turn in the waist, the arms begin to just come to a natural stop. And if we turn the waist again, the arms just wrap around the body. So we can test ourselves. Are we really letting go of the arms and focusing on that turn? The arms are just following. Good. When people first start doing that stretch, quite often there might be tension that's really hard to let go of. So you might find you're doing this, and that's okay. I was doing that probably when I started doing these stretches. I've been doing them for about 7 years now. So be kind to yourself. Sometimes when we slow down and connect to the body and do practices like this, things might start to feel worse, by which I mean we might start to think, oh my God, like I'm really tense, I feel really stiff or something like that. And the reason is we're connecting to our body. So things we might have been ignoring, disconnected from in our everyday life, as we slow down and connect, sometimes it might feel uncomfortable. And there's just, be patient with that, be kind to your body. There's no right or wrong. It really is about meeting ourselves and our body where we are. That is, for me, the philosophy, the essence of Qigong. Helps us stand stronger in our body, to feel more empowered in ourselves. Okay. So a few more stretches before we go into our Qigong practice together. I would like you to have a little think here. Okay, yes, bring the fists together. Remember, nice and soft. And we'll jab. This is the one we'll do today. We jab twice, 1, 2, and palms up. 1, 2. And then those that are comfortable, I want you to, I'll show you from the side. I'm bending my knees and squatting down. Okay. And then I'm going to do 2 movements on one side. So knees are bent. I'm going to bring my knees up and straighten my legs. Bring the arms back. And as I sink down, I'm bending the knees. Same side. This is really tricky on coordination to begin. So I am challenging you to be kind to yourself. We'll do the other side. So as the arms come up, the legs straighten, the arms kind of meet and connect up. So we imagine they're connecting up in a big circle. And then we come back down, bending the knees. So it's an up and a bending in. Okay, let's try it nice and slowly. Elbow, elbow, palm, palm. We squat down, bending the knees, twice on one side. 1, 2. 1, 2. Good. I'll just show you from the side. Elbow, elbow, palms up. And squat down. 1, 2. Other side. 1, 2. Well done. Elbow, elbow, palm, palm. 1, 2. 1, 2. Let's do 2 more sets if you feel comfortable to do that. Elbow, elbow, palm, palm. Squat twice on one side. The next one's slightly quicker. 1, 2. Palm, palm. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay. Some of you might find that really easy. Some of you might find like, oh my God, I can't get this. I've seen all of it in students and myself. We're all different. Our brains sometimes, work with coordination better than others. So it's a really great thing to bring us into the present. We have to concentrate, and it's also just practice, repetition, and you'll get it. So you can practice that one if you want to. That'll be a really good thing to do. And we're going to shake out some of the tension again. And we're going to do it connecting to the season of autumn. We're going to connect to the trees. And we're going to make a noise on the exhale. I'll show you, I'll demonstrate before you give it a go. And we're going to make a noise on the exhale. We're just going to go shh. So it's just a shh. You're kind of imagining all the leaves falling in the breeze, falling off the tree. So we're becoming that tree. We're going to breathe in. And then with the out breath, we become the trees, making that noise. We want the lungs to empty. So we want to make sure we really get the shh out and really empty our lungs together. Breathing in with me. And again. And again. So we'll do a few more together, but this time I want you to bring a bit of awareness, a bit of intention. So one of the beautiful things about Qi Gong is that we can move energy, and actually, when we, what does that mean? It can mean different things to many of us, and how we connect to this idea of energy. Some of us, it might be like, yeah, I totally get that. I feel energy. For some of us, it might be like, well, that sounds a bit woo-woo. I can't see it. I don't really understand that. There's no right or wrong, and I've been all of those people. So I would just say everything is made up of energy. We know that through physics. And when we're doing this work, we're working with energy that we can't see, but sometimes we can feel it, or we can just be curious about it. Curiosity is really powerful, really important. Just taking part in a session, it's about how you feel. You don't have to know, black and white 100% and what it's doing. So with Qi Gong, we're moving that energy, and energy really is just emotions. Emotions are like energy in motion. They're meant to move through our body and our system. So through this practice, we're moving those stuck emotions, we're moving those stuck energy. But you don't need to know exactly what you're moving. It's not like you're thinking, oh, I've got this anger in my tummy and I'm moving it through. We are just helping the system return to an equilibrium, to a sense of balance, which is one of the great things that makes Qi Gong so accessible. That said, it can also be add an extra layer and be extra beautiful if we bring in some intention. For example, if we think that we're being like this tree that's coming up and letting go of the leaves on that out breath, I'd love for you to have an intention about what you want to let go of. So it might be letting go of stress, it might be letting go of things that are built up in your life, like material items and things that you need to clear from your home. It could be just a sense of feeling tense and out of balance, whatever it is. Just set an intention for it. And if you can't think of anything, that's fine. You can just have a guess. But I think it's always really good to release tension and stress. We're going to breathe in together, thinking about that thing that you want to let go of. And then letting it go together. And again. And again. Good. So throughout this session, you want to keep that intention in mind, the sense that you're moving that through and detoxing it from your system, this thing you want to let go of. It might be more than one thing. Then keep that intention and we can return to it. You can return to it at the end. Okay, good. So let's just pop our hands on our lower back. We're going to make small circles just to wake up the hips. And in the other direction. So I'm just going to adjust the camera slightly so you can see these movements I'm about to do. So do you remember I said, listen, sorry, you can't really see my head right now. Remember I said, listen to your body. So this might not be for everybody, but just see what feels right for you. And we're not pushing. I'd like you to start by locking your legs. So for most of what we do, we never lock the legs, but for this stretch we do, not to confuse you. So locking the legs out, I'd like you to put your hands on your lower back, and we're going to make sure that we keep a nice straight back and we look ahead, not down. We want to look ahead, pull the shoulders and elbows back. That will protect our back. So we're just bending over. We're going to do some nice dips. So you should just feel a stretch at the back of your legs. Shouldn't be in any pain or discomfort. We're just stretching because those legs can get really tight And we want nice, sturdy, strong legs. We've become a bit like that tree with the sturdy, grounded tree trunk throughout this practice of Qigong. Bring the hands down to the knees, protecting the kneecaps, continuing to do dips. Now, for those that are comfortable, we're going to do a few bobs just in a squat position. And if you can only go as low down as this, that's fine. Or if you can go really far, that's great. Doesn't matter. Up and down, keeping a nice straight back. And then bringing those legs together again, locking them out. Nice dips up the back of the leg, nice stretch, nice straight back looking up. And again. And again. And one more set. Bringing the feet together, gently bring yourself back up. Okay, well done. If you're not used to doing that stretch, that can be a bit of a workout on the legs. If you just did a little bit, then that's absolutely perfect. Hands on the knees, we're going to do circles with the kneecaps. So these hands just protect our kneecaps. And in the other direction. And a few more dips, locked out again if you want to whilst you're here. Soften, bend the knees, gently come back up. Give your legs a bit of a shake. Okay. Fingers together. We're going to bring the arms out. Coming up. Holding it for a few seconds, a few minutes, as long as you can. And coming down with a thud. So this is obviously challenging your balance. Please make sure you've got something near you if you need to. But if you can't do this, some of my students, due to conditions with their feet, can't come up, and that's okay. It's the same as some of the Qigong moves. If I say going onto the ball of your feet and you can't do that, just keep a flat foot, that's okay. But it's good to improve our balance in a safe way. So holding on to something if you need to, or having it there just in case. We're going to come up onto the tiptoes, or the balls of the feet. We're going to come down with a bit of a thud. We want that vibration to come through the body. And we want our hands to hit our thighs with a cup shape in the hands so it doesn't sting. And at the same time, our feet hit the floor. So we're coordinating that. And that thud, that vibration through the body helps to ground us. And it's also good for bone health. Bone health is really important as we get older, particularly for women, due to changes in hormones. The levels of osteoporosis for women is quite high. So we want to support our bone health as much as we can. Okay. Then we're going to kick some of this tension out of the body, just giving a little kick and a shudder out of the heel. So all this tension we've been working out, we want to make sure we get it out of the body. And then just working our ankles, making a circle with the ankle around the big toe, up direction, same on the other side, other direction. Good. And we'll do the same with the arms, we'll just give them an extra shake. And then finally, the neck. So we're going to turn the neck nice and slowly to one side. And it's important not to rush it because it's that slowness that gives us some benefits in terms of the vagus nerve. We're going to turn nice and slow. Don't overturn, remember that 70% rule. And then we're going to have a nice look over our shoulder, stretch for the eyes. So turning nice and slow. And then looking over the shoulder. And coming back in. Same on the other side. Good. Okay, so we're going to start the Qigong practice together now. It is important that we warm up the body, but Qigong does warm up the body anyway. You'll notice some of the moves are very much stretching, so you don't have to do this warm up. So after this session, if you want to practice Qigong in your own time, please don't feel like you must do all those warm-ups. It gets optimum benefit from the session because of what I said about the softness in the body and removing the tension. But you can still practice Qigong because it will stretch your body as you go. So I'd much rather you took 1 or 2 moves from today that you really enjoy and just practice those a little bit at a time, building it up. A few minutes a day is better than nothing. That's always what I like to tell my students. Okay. So we're going to just do some breathing together because Qigong is a breath practice. So I just want us to center in on our breathing. Placing the hands on the lower back, just like so. That helps us make sure for a moment that we are just setting that breathing to be coming up from the belly. We want to breathe from the belly nice and deep. And we're not over exaggerating our breathing with Qigong. We're just finding our natural flow. If you're somebody that tends to shallow breathe from the chest, we do want to move that and make it come up from the belly as much as possible. Shallow breathing increases stress and anxiety. When we breathe from the belly, it helps us relax. It helps to regulate our system. That said, if you struggle with breathing for any reason and you find focusing when it's stressful, then it's okay. You don't need to force anything. You don't need to increase any stress. Just see what feels right for you. So hands lower back. Let's take a nice deep breath in from the belly. Try not to expand the chest or move the chest too much. We're focusing on the belly. You can imagine you've got a balloon in your belly, and as you breathe in, it inflates, and as you breathe out, it deflates. In and out through the nose. If you've got a blocked nose or any issues, of course, you can do the mouth if you need to. Okay, so keeping that philosophy of the breath, we're going to do a move together where we're going to move, smooth a pebble around a pond. Okay, it's a really nice one just to gently enter into the practice. If you've not done Qigong before for a while, or you're quite new to it, it's a lovely one just to center and connect to it a bit more. Okay, so we're going to hold our hands here just in front of our lower dantian, which is the navel, and just below and behind our belly button. Softening the shoulders. And we're going to smooth the hand around a circle out in front of us. It's like we're smoothing a pebble around a pond. And then we swap our hands over. So when I'm going out, I'm doing it like this. Okay, swapping the hands over. So just imagine your nice smooth pebble around the top of the water of this pond. Now I'd like to bring in the breaths just to show you. We want to breathe out as we're pushing away and breathe in as we're coming back in. So for that, we take an in-breath, breathe out, breathe in, out, in, out. So we're breathing out, so you push away, breathing in as we come in. So keep doing those for me. And connect your breathing. You want to adjust these movements to match your breath. Your breath rhythm and length might be different from mine, and that's okay. So if you find you need to speed the movement up or slow it down, really connect to that. So one of the reasons Qigong can give us confidence and strength in our body and ourselves is because we're really connecting to and getting to understand our intuition, what feels right for us. We're not just going along with life or the crowd, we're finding our own rhythm, our own grounded strength. Soften the shoulders a bit more if you can. And as you connect more, you get into the flow more, so you're less worried about getting it right or watching me. Give yourself a few minutes, maybe you're closing the eyes or having a soft gaze ahead. Just really connect to how it feels. Smoothing that palm, that pebble around that imaginary pond. Keep doing that for me. And as you do it, really connect to this idea that you're building up your qi in this area, in that dantian, and the power that you have in slowing down. We'll do 2 more. Okay. So we're still holding this energy here in our palms. Imagine we've built up this sort of light, if you like, this real energy that's got a sense of brightness and warmth. And I'd like you just to imagine putting that into your dantian, into your tummy. So the dantian is like this imaginary point in the body where we are banking all of our energy. It's our center, it's our central point in our system. The lower dantian we're focusing on right now. We're just nourishing it. And all the qi that we're building up today, we're going to nourish into the body. Good. Okay. So with autumn, we're working with the lungs a lot. So the lungs is the organ of autumn time, and it's connected to the element of metal. We're basing this on traditional Chinese medicine. Qi Gong originated in China, and now it's practiced all over the world. It's becoming better known here in the West. But as I said, it originated in China, and therefore we're working with the traditional Chinese model. This is in terms of the main elements of the body and the system, and also the acupressure, the acupuncture points, the meridians, and our different emotions and elements. But I don't want to overwhelm you, I don't want to go into too much of that, but just to know that we're focusing right now on this organ of the lungs. And with the lungs, there's a lot about letting go. So as I said, we can build up all this. It might be sadness and grief and heaviness. And we want to cleanse and let go and move that through. We also want to transform it, transmute it into inspiration. And it's kind of like we are shifting and moving through this energy as part of this season, ready for the next seasons to come beyond the winter. We go into winter, we sort of hibernate and come out in spring, right? Spring is hopeful, it's lighter. So it's all a part of the natural process of nature and humans. So with that in mind, we're going to think a bit around the wings of a bird. So birds are the mascot of the lungs. And there's a sense of clearing space through the movements with the wings that we're going to do together, clearing the heart meridians, clearing the lung meridians, really feel that opening. Remember your intention at the start of this session. What you want to let go of is that tree. Well, we can embrace that in this move as well. Allow yourself to feel a bit more free, to feel a bit more, seeing more of a bird's eye view, opposed to just being in it all the time in your life. Let's float up together and find a bit of spaciousness, a bit of reflection. Okay, so as I said, you can be flat-footed if that's better, but if you can go onto the balls of your feet with me, I encourage you to, because that helps you get more benefit. The meridians, the qi will flow through the meridians more. Okay, so we're going to take a breath in together onto the balls of our feet, bringing the wings up. Breathing out as we come back down onto our heels, bringing the wings down. Remember, adjust these movements for your breath. So when you reach the top, your lungs are full, the hands are up, And as you breathe out, when you reach that bottom, the lungs should be empty. Make sure the moves match your breath. Just letting your arms float up like giant feathers with the breeze, with your breath. Do one more together. Okay, so we're going to flow into the next. For this one, we're going to bring one hand in front and one behind as we breathe in. And again, we go onto the balls of our feet, breathing in. Out. Other side. In. Remember, you can make these moves smaller. If for any reason you can't do them or you can't do one of the arms, using your imagination, visualizing it, close your eyes and imagine you doing it. That will be a nice way to still get benefit from the practice. Keeping the shoulders down as soft and relaxed as you can. Okay. Now we're going to, so this one's a bit more challenging. Just be patient with yourself. We'll take it nice and slowly. So palms crossed, breathing in. And as you breathe out, soften the knees and turn to one side, bringing those wings down. Then you bring your knees back. So we've got, remember, legs aren't locked out, but they're straight. Crossing the wrists together, breathing in. And as you turn the waist and open those wings, you soften the knees and bend. Out breath. Letting the wings come down, straightening your legs. Again. In. Turn. Soften the knees. Breathing in. Bend knees, turn. Breathe out as you release those wings. So just take it extra slow if you need to until you get into that rhythm. And if the knees, the legs movement are too much, just do the arms to begin. So we breathe in, soften the knees as we turn, breathe out, and then straighten the legs. Okay, and as you've got used to the move more, Connect to your breathing, synchronize. So in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. One more on each side. Good. Okay. Bringing the hands and fingers together. We're going to hold them here around the heart space or our middle dantian. And this is great for this letting go and this detoxing. We're going to really set that intention that we're shifting and letting go, releasing anything we want to move through us. We're taking that down, the meridians in the legs, smoothing either side, and then we're imagining it coming out of the ball of the foot on the ground. So we're lifting up the heel, we've got the foot on the ball of the foot, and we're going to really just let ourselves clear anything from this area, from our system, out through the bubbling spring point into the earth. Mother Nature can hold it, can take it. We can just pass it on. Remember, intention is really powerful. So bringing those hands and those fingers together, softening your shoulders. I want you to, doesn't matter which side you start, we're going to go onto the ball of the foot, take an in-breath, and breathe out, and just go as far down as you can. It doesn't matter if you can't go all the way. Remember, the intention of sending it down is really important. And breathing in as you come back up. Same on the other side. So we're breathing out as we smooth those meridians on either side of the leg, sending the energy through that bubbling spring point on the ball of the foot. Breathing back into that middle dantian, your heart space. So remember the intention of what you want to let go of. Breathing in, breathing in. In, out, in. So breathing out stress, breathing out tension, breathing in peace, breathing in calm, breathing out worry, breathing out fear, breathing in confidence, breathing in resilience. Whatever feels good for you, you can repeat out loud or in your head. Or just enjoy the movements. We'll do one more on each side. Then we're going to go straight into the next move where we bring our arms up, we turn the waist, swap them over, and the other way. So this is fisherman cast net. Softening the shoulders, focusing on those palms, moving through this air. Remember, it's not about getting this perfect. It's more about being present with whatever you are doing. Softness in the knees, shoulders nice and relaxed. Just a few percent of more relaxation in your body, your shoulders is enough for change. Don't feel like you have to make it all shift and move at once. Excuse me. That wasn't a part of the move. Okay, we're going to go into just some closing, gathering Qi. We breathe in, fold the palms over. As we breathe out, bringing those hands down the center, let everything soften, relax, sink down into the earth as you bend your knees, sticking that bum out. Softening the shoulders a few percent more. And on the out breath, just let everything go. Really let all that gravity go. Let go of all those things you don't need to carry right now. Imagine them sinking down through your body into the earth. We'll do 2 more of these. And bring our hands to that lower dantian. Place them on top of each other, interlocking the thumbs. If you identify as a woman, you have the left hand on the outside. If you identify as a man, you have the right hand on the outside. And we're just going to nourish, remember that warmth, that Qi into the lower dantian. Rubbing your palms together, build up some of that warmth, that heat again, into the lower back and the kidney points. And then we're going to brush off any stagnant Qi energy that's come up from the marrow of our bones. This is what the Tai Chi masters do in the Chen village. We're going to brush this off, like dusting the body, all that stuff we wanted to let go of, making sure it doesn't reabsorb into the system. And you can, if you want to, interlock the fingers and do the head as well. If you're wearing earrings or glasses, just be careful. Really nice to let it go of that sound. We breathe in. So we're just palming up over the head and then past the ears. Okay, good. And then just placing a fist in palm, having a little bow. Thank you very much for sharing the class and the practice with me today. I hope that you enjoyed it. I always enjoy it. It's always a pleasure to share with you and on the virtual village hall. Things that you can do, you can take away just 1 move or 2 moves that you really connected to or particularly liked. Remember, it's not about getting it perfect. Just soften the body, become a bit more aware, mindful movement. So if your mind wanders off, just bring it back to your breath, bring it back to the movement, be as present as you can, but also be patient with yourself. Like anything, it's a skill, it's a muscle. The more we do it, the more we repeat, the easier it becomes generally. We all have off days, but generally it becomes easier. So a few minutes a day to begin is great. 1 move is great, and then build it up. And the best thing is when you look forward to the practice, because it just feels good and you feel it's not homework, but it's just enjoyable. We've got plenty of Qi Gong class sessions that you can watch back on the channel. So yeah, visit YouTube, watch back any that you would like to explore and build your practice. I'll be back with Qi Gong, and also I'll be back with EFT, which is an emotional freedom technique tapping therapy that we do together, which again is clearing energy. It's all about clearing energy, helping our system to become more balanced, helping us to feel better in ourselves. I hope that you, I hope you feel the benefit. Drink plenty of water. Take really good care of yourself. If you need a rest, do that. If you feel energized, do that. Move around. Just listen to your body. And I hope you have a lovely rest of the day. And I will see you hopefully soon next time for our next Qi Gong or EFT session. Thank you. Bye.